The rain slammed against the glass walls of the executive conference room while I sat across from Bryce Holloway, the man I had personally trained 3 years earlier. Now he was my boss, and he was smiling while destroying my career. "Josephine," Bryce said calmly, sliding a thin folder across the table, "after reviewing your leadership performance, we've decided not to move forward with your promotion." I stared at him. 10 years. 10 years working for Black River Oil. 10 years of missed birthdays, midnight emergency calls, and sleeping in offshore control rooms while executives enjoyed million-dollar bonuses, and my entire future had been reduced to a 7-minute meeting. The promotion should have been mine, everyone knew it. Even Logan Paulson, our senior drilling engineer, looked uncomfortable sitting beside Bryce. "You built half the North Sea operations," Logan muttered quietly. Bryce shot him a warning glance. I kept my face calm. That was the thing about surviving in the oil industry as a woman. You learn early how to hide anger. "We simply feel," Bryce continued, adjusting his extensive cufflinks, "that your management style is too operational and not visionary enough for executive leadership." Visionary. Funny word coming from a man whose biggest achievement was being the CEO's golfing partner. I built emergency systems that saved this company millions during pipeline failures. I personally prevented a North Sea disaster 2 years ago, but Bryce got the magazine interviews, Bryce got the photos, Bryce got the credit, and now Bryce got my promotion. You understand, right? He asked. That sentence changed everything, because for the first time in my life, I stopped caring about saving them. I stood up slowly. "Of course," I said. Then I smiled, and Bryce suddenly looked nervous. That was the exact moment Black River Oil started dying. "My name is Josephine Carter. I'm 44 years old, and until that meeting, I was the invisible engine keeping Black River Oil alive." Most people never saw what I did. That was the point. In oil operations, if people notice your work, something has already gone horribly wrong. I started at Black River after my divorce. My ex-husband left when our daughter Ava was 6, said he was tired of competing with my career. Truth was, he liked spending money more than earning it, so I became everything: mother, provider, problem solver. I worked offshore platforms during storms that made grown men panic. I handled pipeline pressure failures at 3 a.m. I rebuilt damaged refinery systems after accidents executives called minor setbacks. The company trusted me with disasters, but promotions, those went to polished men in expensive suits. Every major contract Black River won over the last decade had my fingerprints all over it, especially the Wellington Energy account. That contract alone brought in nearly £70 million yearly, and Bryce barely understood the technical side. Half the time during meetings, he repeated my ideas using different words. Executives called him brilliant. I called him dangerous. Because incompetent people in oil operations get people killed. That Thursday night, I sat alone in my office after everyone left. I opened the emergency systems dashboard. Every operation, every workflow, every safety override, every crisis protocol, I built all of it. Then I realized something terrifying. If I stopped holding the company together, nobody else knew how, and for the first time in years, that thought made me smile. The next Monday, I arrived exactly at 9 a.m., not 6 a.m., not 7 a.m., 9. For 10 years, I'd started early to catch disasters before they happened. Pressure irregularities, pipeline stress warnings, equipment overheating. I prevented problems before executives even woke up. But now, I simply did my actual job, nothing more. At 11:13 a.m., the first alarm hit, a compressor issue on platform C. Normally, I would have fixed it within minutes. Instead, I filed an official maintenance request. By lunch, the issue spread into 2 connected systems. Logan rushed into my office looking pale. "Josephine, platform C is throwing pressure spikes again." I nodded calmly. "Maintenance should handle it." He blinked. "You always handle it." "Apparently," I said quietly, "I'm not leadership material." Logan stared at me, then slowly smiled. "Oh," he whispered. By 4 p.m., Bryce was panicking. Emails flooded every department, emergency meetings, system failures, delayed shipments, and suddenly everyone realized something terrifying. The company manuals were written by me, the emergency protocols were designed by me, the calibration systems were maintained by me. Even the executive's favorite cost-saving strategy had been my idea. Without me constantly cleaning up disasters behind the scenes, Black River wasn't a world-class oil company. It was chaos wearing an expensive suit. That evening, Ava looked shocked when I arrived home before sunset. "Are you sick?" she asked. I laughed for the first time in months. "No, sweetheart," I said, "I'm finally done killing myself for people who never valued me." Then my work phone started ringing. I turned it off, and slept peacefully while the company burned. By Wednesday morning, Black River Oil looked like a sinking ship. Bryce hadn't slept. You could see it in his face, dark circles, sweaty forehead, fake confidence cracking apart. The Wellington Energy contract was now in danger. A pressure control issue offshore had delayed shipments for nearly 18 hours. In oil operations, delays cost millions. Wellington executives were furious, and Bryce, he had absolutely no idea how the systems actually worked. At 10 a.m., I was called into an emergency board meeting. The CEO himself was there. Richard Holloway, Bryce's father. That explained everything. "Josephine," Richard said carefully, "we need your expertise." I sat quietly. "Of course," I replied. Bryce leaned forward aggressively. "Can you stop playing games and fix this?" The room went silent. I looked directly at him. "I've followed every company policy exactly as instructed." Richard frowned. "What does that mean?" "It means I stopped doing 5 people's jobs for free." Nobody spoke, because they all knew I was right. I opened a folder and slid documents across the table. Records, years of unpaid overtime, emergency interventions, safety reports, technical redesigns, all under my employee ID. Richard's expression slowly changed, not anger, fear, because he finally understood the truth. His company wasn't running because of leadership. It was running because one exhausted woman kept sacrificing herself. Then my phone buzzed, a new email. From Titan Core Energy. Their offer was official: double my salary, executive authority, full operational control. Bryce noticed my expression. "What is it?" I looked up calmly. "My future." That afternoon changed everything. Richard Holloway personally walked me to his private office overlooking the London skyline. Floor-to-ceiling windows, Italian furniture, a room built from profits people like me earned. "Tell me honestly," he said quietly, "how bad is this?" I looked at him. "For the company?" He nodded. I didn't sugarcoat it. "Without me handling operational failures behind the scenes, you'll lose Wellington within 3 months. His face tightened. "And after that?" "Your North Sea contracts collapse." Silence. Then he whispered, "My son said you were difficult." I almost laughed. "No," I replied, "I was useful." That line hit him hard. You could see it. Richard walked toward the window slowly. "Bryce inherited confidence," he admitted, "but you built competence." Finally, someone said it. Then he turned toward me. "What would it take to keep you?" I should have felt victorious. Instead, I felt tired. 10 years. 10 years waiting to be seen, and suddenly they noticed because the company started bleeding money. I pulled out the Titan Core contract. Richard read it silently. His eyes widened. "They're offering you CEO track leadership?" "Yes." "And you're considering it?" I stared directly at him. They recognized my value before my own company did. That destroyed him more than any insult could. Then he made an offer. Chief Operations Director, £240,000 yearly, company shares, executive authority, everything I should have received years ago. But this time, I wasn't sure money was enough. That night, I made a decision nobody expected. I called Logan. "Meet me tomorrow," I said, off the record. We met at a small pub outside Aberdeen. Rain hammered the windows while old rock music played quietly overhead. Logan looked nervous. "You're leaving Black River, aren't you?" I stirred my coffee slowly. "Maybe." "Good," he said immediately. "That surprised me. You know Bryce blamed you for the offshore shutdown." Logan continued. "He told executives your systems were outdated." I stared at him. "What?" Logan nodded. "He's been preparing to push you out for months." Suddenly everything made sense. The ignored emails, the delayed approvals, the promotion rejection. Bryce wasn't threatened by incompetence. He was threatened by someone smarter than him. Then Logan leaned closer. "There's more." He slid a document across the table. internal emails. Bryce planned outsourcing operations overseas, cutting experienced engineers, replacing them with cheaper contractors, reducing safety inspections. My blood ran cold. People could die, all to impress shareholders. He wanted you gone first, Logan said quietly, because you'd never allow it. For several seconds, I said nothing, then something changed inside me. This stopped being about revenge. Now it was war, because Bryce wasn't just arrogant, he was dangerous, and dangerous people should never control critical industries. I looked up slowly. What if, I asked calmly, we built something better? Logan blinked. You mean another oil company? I smiled. Exactly. 3 months later, Black River Oil lost Wellington Energy. Officially, they blamed operational restructuring. Unofficially, everyone knew the truth. The company collapsed the moment experienced workers stopped covering leadership incompetence. Meanwhile, Logan and I were building something new, Northgate Energy. No corporate parasites, no fake executives, no nepotism, just experienced engineers building systems safely and properly. At first, it was only 6 people, then 12, then 20. Most came from Black River. The talented employees nobody respected, the invisible workers, the people who actually kept operations alive. Word spread fast, especially after Wellington signed with us. That nearly destroyed Bryce publicly. Industry magazines called it one of the most shocking contract losses in UK oil history. And the best part, Wellington specifically requested me by name. Ava helped build our company website after school. Logan managed drilling operations. I handled systems, safety, and leadership. But this time, I did something differently. I listened, I promoted talent, I respected workers. Nobody needed to destroy their life to succeed. One evening, while reviewing offshore reports, Ava smiled at me. You're happier now, she said. I looked around our small office. It wasn't luxurious, but it was ours. Yeah, I admitted softly, because nobody here needs to become invisible to be valuable. I saw Bryce again almost a year later, at an energy conference in London. He looked older, thinner, like stress had eaten him alive. Black River's stock value had crashed, 2 major clients left, multiple safety investigations were ongoing, and Richard Holloway quietly stepped down as CEO. Bryce noticed me speaking with investors, then he walked over slowly. For a moment, neither of us spoke. Finally, he sighed. You won. I shook my head. This was never about winning. He laughed bitterly. Easy for you to say. I studied him carefully. The arrogance was gone. Only exhaustion remained. You know what your problem was? I asked. He looked irritated. What? You thought leadership meant being the smartest person in the room. Silence. But real leaders build rooms full of smart people. That hit him hard, because deep down, Bryce finally understood, fear created obedience, but respect created loyalty. He looked around the conference hall. Investors were greeting me, engineers respected me, competitors feared Northgate Energy, and for the first time in his life, Bryce realized influence couldn't be inherited, it had to be earned. Do you hate me? He asked quietly. I thought about it honestly, then shook my head. No. And that was the cruelest answer possible, because hatred means someone still matters. Indifference, that means they already lost. Success didn't feel the way I expected. There was no dramatic movie moment, no giant celebration, no screaming victory. Instead, it happened quietly. On a Tuesday, at 5:12 p.m., I walked out of Northgate Energy headquarters and saw Ava waiting outside with takeaway food. You forgot dinner again, she said. I laughed. Some habits never disappeared. Completely. We sat together near the harbor watching ships move across dark water. Then Ava handed me an envelope. What's this? Open it. Inside was her university acceptance letter, engineering. Cambridge. My chest tightened instantly. You did it, I whispered. No, Ava smiled. We did it. That nearly broke me, because suddenly I remembered all those nights I cried silently after work, the years feeling invisible, the exhaustion, the betrayal, and now, my daughter would enter the industry differently, not believing she had to destroy herself to succeed. Ava leaned against my shoulder. You know, she said softly, you became the kind of boss people actually deserve. I stared across the harbor quietly. Maybe that was the real revenge, not money, not success, not watching Bryce fail, but proving an industry built on ego. And exploitation could still have humanity. For the first time in years, I felt proud of the life I built. So here's my confession. For years, I believed loyalty guaranteed recognition. I thought if I worked harder, sacrificed more, and solved every problem silently, eventually someone would notice. They did notice. They just benefited too much to care. That's the trap. Companies love invisible workers, the people who overperform quietly, the employees who fix disasters without demanding credit, the loyal ones, because invisible people are easy to exploit, until they stop. The day I stopped sacrificing myself for executives who saw me as replaceable, everything changed. Black River Oil didn't collapse because I sabotaged it. It collapsed because their entire business model depended on underpaying exhausted people while rewarding politics over competence. And eventually, systems built on exploitation always fail. Northgate Energy now employs over 400 people. We run offshore operations across the UK and Norway. And every employee knows something I wish somebody taught me years earlier: being valuable means nothing if you allow yourself to stay invisible. Bryce taught me that, ironically, so did Black River. Sometimes betrayal is the thing that finally forces you to see your worth, and sometimes the strongest revenge isn't destruction, it's building something so successful the people who underestimated you are forced to watch you become everything they said you could never be. If you're reading this while feeling trapped inside a job that drains your soul, remember this: the people benefiting from your silence will never be the ones encouraging your growth. You have to choose yourself first. I finally did, and it saved my life. Life lesson: sometimes the people carrying an entire company are the ones nobody notices. This story teaches that loyalty without boundaries becomes exploitation. Josephine spent years sacrificing her health, time, family, and peace for executives who only valued results, not the person creating them. The moment she stopped overworking silently, the truth was exposed. The company depended on her far more than she depended on them. Real leadership is not about titles, expensive suits, or corporate politics. It is about competence, integrity, respect, and protecting the people who actually keep systems alive. The biggest lesson is this: never make yourself so available that people forget your value. Sometimes the strongest revenge is not destroying the people who betrayed you, it is building something greater without them. If this story hit you emotionally, subscribe to the Payback Chronicles channel because the next confession story is even darker. And comment below: have you ever worked somewhere that only valued you after you stopped sacrificing yourself? Also tell me, would you have stayed at Black River Oil or left to build your own empire? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more stories about betrayal, revenge, success, and powerful comebacks.